Icaro Moreno at the 2024 Orange County Open. Icaro, tell us what you're up to today.
Today I'm just here, with Professor Guy and tight end, just hanging out for the area and kind of helping out, a little bit of coaching, and that's about it.
Icaro, you've been competing in a lot of open tournaments and just a lot of tournaments in general, IBJJF tournaments over the last few months. Tell us about some of the accomplishments and some of the tournaments that you've won recently.
I've been competing in a lot of opens recently, but for now that's not really my goal on the invincibility or anything that I've been having. That's not really what I'm mostly focused about. Really don't care about that in the moment. In the moment I'm trying to fix up all my mistakes and get better, get to the certain level that I'm actually able to, get prepared to the blue belt, because I know that's not in too long. So I'm trying to get my mistakes ready, accomplish. My story hasn't really began yet. Everything starts at the blue belt. So for now, I'm just working on, mostly fixing up everything that I gotta fix, get my technique better, my strength, physical, mental, everything prepared, now up to the blue belt.
You mentioned that your story hasn't really begun yet, but you have accomplished a lot in your tournament. So why don't you tell everyone a little bit about what you've accomplished on the IBJJF scene?
So I've accomplished several opens and some. I've won five times the Pan Kids Championship at American Nationals 3 or 2 times already. A whole bunch of Kids Internationals. That was something that was recently before. And now I'm in, a lot of 3 or 2 Jiu-Jitsu cons, and it's about some of the things that I've accomplished. But like I said, I want to focus mostly on the adult thing now. Professor Guy was warning me about that already. My story barely has begun. So now we got to focus on the main goal, which is coming up to the blue belt, which we start competing worlds and actual pans, and all that stuff comes to mind. So my biggest goal currently is focusing on the blue belt and mixing, upgrading my jiu-jitsu. We can say that, upgrading my jiu-jitsu.
So we do have some really exciting kids tournaments coming up that you'll be competing in before the blue belt. One of them is the American National No-Gi. That's going to be the first IBJJF No-Gi kids tournament. How excited were you when you heard about that news, about that event, and how excited are you to
I was actually, I heard it from a friend, from the gym. He told me the IBJJF started No-Gi, and it was I already kind of expected IBJJF starting it, because a whole bunch of people were commenting about it, saying IBJJF should have started it, and honestly they did an amazing choice of starting it. It's going to be really big. Honestly, I'm very excited because it's something that I've always wanted to do, compete No-Gi and IBJJF, and now it was kind of a dream come true for everyone to start competing No-Gi and IBJJF, so it's gonna be cool.
And this summer we got the Pan Kids. Last year was incredible. We had so many competitors. I'm sure this year's gonna be even bigger. How excited are you for Pan Kids, and how much fun do you have going out to that tournament?
Man, I'm very excited. Obviously it's a tournament that it's very common. Every year we have the same repetition. I love the tournament. And it represents a lot to all the kids in the world, so I feel like it's a really big tournament that I love to compete. It's one of my favorite tournaments to be competing in the year. It's a tournament that's very high level. A lot of all the top athlete kids, starting from the youngest ones to the oldest ones, are competing, and then I feel like it's a very excited tournament for all the kids to be competing. So it's a big part of the year for IBJJF.
So I know you do a lot in the academy too with the kids program. So how have you seen kids jiu-jitsu grow and evolve since you started training?
Since I was younger, my goal was to, since 2018, my goal was to help jiu-jitsu, the world of the kids jiu-jitsu to grow, And I feel like, I was kind of a big part of that, in my opinion, because I really tried my hardest, and me and my parents and my sponsors, we tried really our hardest to, help out, try to be competing all the IBJJF tournaments, promoting it as much as we can. We tried everything, and nowadays, now we see a lot of the kids population competing all the tournaments at IBJJF. Tournaments are stacked over 2,000 competitors and kids, so now it's much bigger than it was before. And obviously one thing that also proves that it grew by the fact that back in 2018, 2019, we barely had kids tournaments. We had a couple of tournaments, and we had Pan Kids in the Pyramid, which was kind of the most that when we would see a lot of kids in there. But nowadays we have opens almost every weekend, every month we have at least 2 to 3 tournaments for kids, and stacked of kids every tournament, so it's really big.
Thanks so much for your time today, Icaro. We're really excited to see you compete again soon. Congrats on all your success.
Thank you so much.